All right, Fatboy FadeAway Sports episode 205 here. Last one of the year, gentlemen. Last one of 2024. And we got a lot to get into. A loaded show for today. We got, of course, the movie picks we'll get into. I got some Curry trades. Is that a possibility? What would that look like if the Warriors went crazy here? We'll get into their win last night. Got some stuff for Johnson on the Niners. I want to run by him as well. The Raiders, even when they win, they end up losing. So they fight when they do that this week as well. We'll get to their side of things too. And then we'll have some fun with some NBA picks that I got for the guys. Old school players versus each other, kind of like the movie picks, but see what these guys think of it. Tyler, how was the Christmas?
It was great. I had a great Christmas. I got to hang around the family, and then my mom's birthday was just yesterday, so I got to see them all again. It's always a delight. 2 times in 2 weeks. And then my brother's birthdays were the week before, so I've gotten a lot of family. December's always a busy holiday, and the raid continues to suck. And if you like the raid, you suck.
Happy birthday, Connie McGurk out there. My mom's is Wednesday, so their birthdays are very close together there. Derek had his. Johnson, we saw you the week before there. How was your Christmas week? Load up on any movies? You got a Denny's part 2? What did we do? What did we do in your Christmas day? Watching lots of
football? I did the turkey dinner from Denny's, and I was just watching movies all day. I pretty much did Christmas with my family the week I was up there. So,
yeah, no, you were up there that week, obviously. I always feel like me and Casey never got jerseys as kids. That wasn't our thing. But I remember always feeling like one of you would get a jersey for Christmas. Like, I don't know what it would be randomly, but I'd be like, me and Casey just never asked for jerseys. It'd be funny though. Like, you guys, Brian would be like, is that Carson Palmer? Or like, he had like some new jersey or something like that, some Niners one, or Tyler would end up with some like random jersey as well. So
I should have given you Daren before I left I have a Chris Webber Warriors jersey.
Oh, that one I would be nice. Could hang it up here and then put it next to Don Nelson's picture. I got him and Don Nelson back together. Yeah, I just always think that what a random Christmas thought is always Johnson and McGurk. Sometimes getting dude for you got a Miami one. Was it the Gore one or something? That's the one that always sticks out to me. It wasn't Frank.
And then I had a Ken Dorsey jersey.
Didn't you have Vinny Testaverde?
He loved Vinny. He was not a Vinny guy though. So we got that too. Case, you were yesterday hanging out with Dad, watching the games. The NFL Network, they just try to squeeze every little thing they get out of you. I'm not forking over the money for the NFL Network. It's not going to happen. The NFL's trying to take over the world, as we know. And the Bengals-Broncos game was pretty crazy. But how are you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. It's a good day, man. Woke up nice and early. Happy birthday to all the McGurks, Ryan, Kyle, Constance.
Amanda did a charcuterie board with
Constantinople.
She's the first woman that ever taught me what real pot stickers were like. So
real pot stickers.
She brings that up sometimes. Still to this day with pot stickers. I remember having to make full bags of those ling pot stickers.
My mind was blown away. I was like, what the hell is this? You fry them?
It was too unhealthy. Too unhealthy.
They're like the best. That's great.
But yeah, those and them chimichangas. But
and the white bread.
Yeah, no, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing really good.
Good.
The beautiful Sunday, man. Just the Warriors finally got a win, so that's a positive. Kuminga looks like he's playing really, really well.
Maybe turn the corner a little bit here. Turn the corner.
All in all, just a great.
Got a new hat. Feeling good.
Got a new hat. Yeah, represent. Yeah, UPS Warriors. So hopefully we can start doing some things.
UPS. They always deliver. That's what they do. Nah, that's not the case. So we got a good show for you. I mean, like I said, I want to jump into the NBA or into the NFL here in a few. I want to get Brian's thoughts on some Niners things here. Then there was some pretty crazy games yesterday with the Broncos and the Bengals. That was a game in itself. But what'd you think, T? Or Brian? We got and everybody here. We got Curry here. My hypothetical kind of fake trade. So the Warriors do get the win yesterday. Kuminga, obviously back-to-back 30-point games. But Johnson, the The reality is they're still in that 9-10 seed here. Tyler, now many times in the last couple of weeks, has gone Shanny type stuff and said, blow it up, trading the guys, we're getting rid of, we're doing all that, which I can appreciate. But it just got my mind.
I've got another lottery fact of the week for Tyler.
We got
He wants that lottery.
I like it, Johnson. The big fact of the week is back after last week's hiatus. But yeah, so if we just were doing hypothetical trades, obviously, the reason I say hypothetical is you can make anything work, but he does have maybe one of the more untradeable contracts at $51 million a year or whatever he's getting, $50 million. So that's a tough one to match. All cases. I mean, I don't know if what was my note? How bad would it look for Mike Dunleavy? And then I wrote, could it get any worse? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's already kind of like hated by most like younger generation franchise or guys for his terrible play. And then trading the best player that ever happened to the Warriors, I'd be like, that would be a bad look for him as well. And then but the worry is, is Curry the next Kobe in the sense of as his number is going to be hollow, on a losing team as he finishes his career, even though spectacular, does it end up doing nothing? So I got some hypothetical trades here for you guys, but which kind of your thoughts of that? Just tee right away before you say, I mean, trading Curry, quite the move.
No, yeah, it's unconventional. We're not at that point yet. Let's be real. I bring it up because the team is so pathetic around him. Outside of Kuminga, this last week played great. Props to Kuminga, deserves the praise. But there's just not much around him. I don't believe in greed. Draymond, I'll get into him and winners and losers of the week. I've had enough of Draymond. His production on the court is no longer there. He's telling Buddy Hield he's a little he customs him out on TV. And then there's just not much time. Pods is pathetic this year. So if we trade Curry, which probably won't happen, obviously, because he's beloved and it would be a bad look for not a bad look in my eyes, but in the grand scheme of most people would hate the move. Yeah. It'd be to build for the future. So the players aren't as important as the teams with the draft picks. And the teams with the draft picks are the Utah Jazz. So if you could get Laurie and a couple first that are good first, obviously Steph's not going to sign off on that. But these are hypothetical, what I would like good trades for the Warriors. That's a good one. If you could trade them to maybe the Orlando Magic, maybe get Franz Wagner back, like a young guy who could build, and you get some of their draft picks.
The contracts are just never matching.
No, exactly. The contract, it's impossible to do this with contracts. Like, and then also improve your
Curry to Utah, though. Brian, thanks for your career. Get your ass to Utah.
Would be great.
I can't believe Steph Curry would be happy with that decision.
This isn't about Steph. This is about the Dubs.
I'm taking
and then the one that would kind of help us, not help us because Steph's a better player is Zion. Like, do you take a chance on a guy like that? He's great when he plays. He's just always in street clothes.
I'm taking my chance without trading Curry for those guys. I'm not trading Curry for any of those guys. Those guys, it's just not happening. I mean, I get like what
but it's for the picks more than I don't care about.
You just want to load back up for the picks.
Yes. Why are we're not winning a championship in the next 4 years? There's no chance.
I like those though. I mean, the Utah one. Case, did you have any written down?
The fact that we're even talking about trading Steph Curry is just a slap in the face.
Well, I think it's kind of a fun hypothetical though. Like, no. They blow it up. Like, what does it look like? No, because like I said, it doesn't become Kobe then for a minute. You know what I mean?
It feels like it's kind of switched. The glass is more empty for Tyler for the Warriors, but I don't see any panic with the 49ers. So I don't know what's going on here right now.
You've heard of two sides of potatoes, two sides
of
the
Niners are young. Their key players are 28 and younger. And outside of
but never get rid of Kittle, but trade Curry, right?
You can get rid of Kittle.
It doesn't make any sense, does it?
No, remember, Johnson, these are hypothetical.
Right. What are we? Your logic is off, but we can continue on it.
I love when you guys, whenever they go Niners, Casey, it starts to get really. There starts to be buttons in it.
I noticed that. I mean, I get into like 5 seconds of my own Steph Curry thing.
Let's ship Curry out of town, but keep the same dysfunctional roster together with the 49ers.
Casey, finish your thought on Curry on there.
No,
if you have a trade.
Yeah, I would say if you're going to do something, it's going to be drastic. I would say, De'Aaron Fox and DeMontis Sabonis and Steph
There we
Curry.
go. I like that.
Wiggins and 2 first-round picks.
We're getting the first-round picks, I'm assuming.
Yes. Yeah, excuse me, and we're receiving those picks.
Yeah, I got Sacramento there.
Outlandish.
I got Sacramento there too. I have Fox and DeRozan for Curry. That's what I would say you would go there, but that doesn't do enough. Would you go to Fox to OKC? Maybe you give them a call and say, "Hey, can we get Holmgren, Alex Caruso, and Mr. Dort?" The contract's like that, but we'll just take our chances with a young guy in Holmgren. That's for they go a route like that. Atlanta, hey, Trae Young. We'll take a young Trae Young. You can finish out with Curry there. Get some extra tickets. What you want to do? Philadelphia. How about the big man? Give you a little Curry action for the big man. Is that on the table at all? Are these guys too young, too looked upon?
I'll take Jalen Johnson and Hunter and maybe a first-round pick.
And Dyson.
Kevin Dyson.
Yeah.
And then the one I had, my last one, that probably the most realistic team for some reason outside of like the top teams would be Charlotte. So I was looking at what would it would have to be for Mr. Ball. We get Mr. Ball in the trade, LaMelo at $35 million a year, and then maybe we get Brandon Miller at the same time. He makes the same.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
Even though,
at this point in Steph's career, you're giving me Brandon Miller and LaMelo.
Could you imagine Mike Dudley having to explain that through to the person?
Our roster is made up of our 2 best players our 3 best players. 2 of them are 35 and 36. We're not winning a championship. Obviously, people would be upset. I get that, but I, as a team where I want to win the whole thing, not just compete.
But
not that I think LaMelo Ball is a championship player.
That's the most. So you went Embiid over Curry? I see. I think you got to go big. That's the one where
I don't mind Embiid.
Philadelphia, they'd probably want a little Embiid. So, anyways, the Warriors do win last night, but just some fun Curry kind of thoughts and some of the trades. Man, the more I watch Kuminga, guys, I'm like, this is Corey Maggette. Maybe a little better version, but he gets to the line anytime he gets within 4 feet. I feel like he gets a foul. It is a very impressive trait. But it doesn't always come into the flow of the offense. He'll hold it for a little bit. Yes, he did score a little bit, but the game before he kind of got his points a little rougher without Curry on their floor. But that guy gets fouled at will, and then he always is good for missing at least a couple free throws out of 5. He's always good for that.
I will have to say though, he made some clutch free throws last night. He definitely made some clutch free throws.
He did. He made 3 out of 4 there to finish it out.
The one thing that's funny though is he's one of the few players that will pass up a wide open 15-footer for a contested 4-footer, like a layup. He just, the confidence is growing, but if he can get that DeRozan sweet spot, he has it. He's good at it, but you can tell
he's trying the elbow.
He just. I wish he'd just be more confident at mid-range because it's wide open. They're giving him a free throw to shoot it.
What was it last night? Was a perfect example against Plumlee, where he's Plumlee's sitting. It feels like at the circle, and he's at the free throw line dancing around, and Kimmy gets I need to get closer. And I need to go to the right there. I need to get a little closer over there.
Kuminga's like Greg Oden after he set that inappropriate picture. I am young and I am still growing.
I am still growing. I would. We didn't do this the Curry trade part of it, but if they were to not trade Curry, and obviously Kuminga would be the big piece for somebody. Would Phoenix ever do Kuminga and Wiggins, and we'll give you Pods and Lindsay, and we'll throw in Mike Shanahan too. We'll throw them all in there.
We're appeasing Brian.
Get him to Phoenix. Get him out of here.
Get him to the Cardinals. You guys end up with Marvin Harris and I'm just kidding. And we get Booker. Could they somehow get Booker and Curry together? That would be your best two. Because I was wouldn't he be the best fit next to Curry to end his career? He got to be the best shooter he would have. Could handle the ball a little bit. Kind of has a Clay-esque part of his game. I was like, that would be the best player if you could like fit him with Curry to finish out the next 3 years. But I don't know. I don't know. But you'd have to give up Kuminga and Wiggins in the deal for sure. I mean, I would think
great for the Warriors.
It'd be
you get another superstar. You have someone you can build your team around once Curry's gone.
What are the Warriors at right now? They ended up winning last night. Just I feel like I should know the standings.
15 and 14.
They're 16 and 15. They got the 10 seed. The Suns, they're 15 and 16. Brian, you got your fact of the week here involving what'd you say it was?
Yeah, I'm. Do you know the one team that has never had a number 1 pick in the draft?
Man, that's
the one team.
I'm gonna guess Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, you're correct.
But
you know the team that's had the most number 1 picks.
That's a good one.
The Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, that's correct.
Damn.
You guys guessed it. I thought I'd stump you, but it's not.
I like the way you said that. I like the way you said that is correct. Too. That was good. That was reminded of that. Was
Billy Madison.
Right
you
there.
are correct.
You are correct. Brian,
I just can't do anymore. I can't do any more Bucks ripping after they won the cup.
After they won the cup,
Brian, how were your Orlando Magic last week? Do you know the record in the last 7 days?
Brian, I think the Magic aren't your team. I feel like you should just like say, you know what, I'm gonna go with the Sacramento Kings and just sack come on, they're just gonna be terrible. And then when they're good, you can say I was a fan of the team. You built up.
I think you should just stick with your stupid ass Lakers and hate on LeBron. But once he's gone, the passion will return.
The passion will return. Well, you just need LeBron out. Maybe when Bronny comes in, you'll be more motivated to be like a.
That's true.
Bronny James.
Anybody from the LeBron family, I don't want you on my team.
Cleveland Cavaliers, most number 1 picks. The Pacers. I just jumped to me. I was like, I can't think of any. They've always been really good in our lifetime, and then like they were good when they joined from the ABA. So I was like, that has to be the one team. I can't even think that. I'm wondering what the highest pick they've had in a while. If you just even. I'm sure they had some. I know like
had Mathurin at 6 or 7.
That's got to be one of their highest picks in a while. I can imagine. They've always been pretty good.
What about Halliburton or
that was Matt Turner?
That was still like 11. And Halliburton was picked by the Kings, right? And that was 11. So that wasn't technically the Pacers on that one.
I got nothing for the team, but yeah, I got what you're saying.
All right, so those are my notes. Maggette, is that the next? Kuminga, give me the next game. And then it's not always a compliment if you watch Corey Maggette play. I know he led the team scoring, but still they need that big. Even though Jackson Davis played a little better this week, so. And then is the NBA? Should the NBA move its main Christmas Day games, Johnson? Is the NFL, are they out for blood? The NFL is taking over the world. We don't care about Martin Luther King Day anymore. We're playing a game on that. It doesn't matter any day that they're doing. We don't care. We're every single day we will own the schedule if we want it. And they outrate those terrible Christmas Day games. Did do better ratings wise than NBA games. Not shocking there, but
Johnson, come on, you didn't watch the dunk in the halls.
I did not watch dunk in the halls over there. I did watch the cartoon version. Well, I don't know, but it just seems like the NFL's like, you know what? We're just taking it over. We're just sorry.
Those
NBA.
games are terrible. They were awful there.
They were bad.
The NBA, I will not. The NBA still owns Christmas. The games are way better. NFL can put as much product as they want, but the games have been ass lately. They've been terrible. Besides the Bengals game, that's like in the last 8 games they'd had on primetime. That's the only good game. So Christmas basketball still takes the cake, man. LeBron, Steph still the show. Dallas, Phoenix, you still had all the best players out there. Basketball still takes that.
I mean, the numbers said they made 6 million more in viewership from the NFL.
I'm just saying, I would rather watch that than what I watched for football. Yes,
I'm with you, Casey. I'm with you 100% as far as NBA will always have me on Christmas. I don't care who you put on. I know the games were bad, but they actually put 4 good teams on Christmas as far as 4 AFC playoff teams. They were just bad games. But I want to watch the NBA when I opening presents or after I eat my brunch or I'm eating hors d'oeuvres, having a couple mimosas. That's just what I do. And you bring up, Bill Simmons brought it up on his pod. Is this the problem that LeBron and Steph are your main event time slot, like with the NBA? These guys are 36 and 42. Their teams aren't any like good as far as chance to win a championship.
It should be okay.
But these are still the teams that everybody players, as far as
Yeah.
it goes, that people want to see is Steph and LeBron. But the teams suck. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, that's an issue, but at the same time, it's not because they are so fun to watch and they did put on a show.
And like you said, I mean, Durant's still in that highlight, right? I mean, I think Kyrie's still, he's an older guy, I would say now. He's part of that group. So, I mean, kind of what you're saying, like, yeah, Tatum, Jaylen Brown, but I don't know. There's like, maybe it's because Boston's so good right now that I don't really feel like there's a threat. Philadelphia's obviously got off to a terrible start, so who knows in the playoffs. The Knicks are solid. I think they'll, but other than that,
it's not going to be more attractive than the NFL.
No, it never will be.
Those games on Christmas for me are. I don't care. Like the NFL can put whatever they want, but it doesn't matter.
With him.
You guys are you're in the tradition a little bit. I got you.
And I love the NBA.
And the games are better. The games are better than the NFL on Christmas.
If the Niners
that's not going to always be the case. No, if the Niners are playing, I'm watching the Niners. Don't get me wrong. My team's on. I said that.
Even though they
put
got smoked last year.
Brian, I'm going Monday night to watch them beat the Lions and upset them. And
Oh my God!
You're going to the game.
What do you smoke? What do you smoke?
Got tickets for very cheap.
Wow! Look at him! Look at that!
Get ready to get blown out by the Lions.
You guys can do it.
Brian's the worst 49ers fan I've seen in a long time.
Shanahan's been getting schooled every week. It's getting pathetic. He got schooled by his protege. I mean, God, how do you face the media after that?
If he didn't face the media, you'd complain about that. You complain about anything.
We want him fired. Come on, we need a new voice.
It's like this year won't exist.
Look at him.
It's been a shitty year. It's like, oh, we're not going to say anything. We're not going to say, even though we fucked up this season.
Brian, there's kids watching.
Brian, if the NBA doesn't pick it up by after the All-Star break, I say that then the NBA has a problem. Like they will say, because the All-Star game, all what I'm hearing from that is just going to be pathetic as well. So we'll see what happens to the NBA ratings after that. All right, just keep it moving here. I have this. Who are you guys taking NBA edition? Pau Gasol, or Dennis Rodman?
Oh, Pau Gasol in a heartbeat.
Definitely Dennis Rodman.
Casey, that's a tough one.
I'd say
Dennis is just a little better defensively.
Yeah, I go Dennis.
Yeah, me too. I go Rodman as well. Shaquille O'Neal or Kevin Durant?
Kevin Durant.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal for me as well. James Harden or Paul Pierce?
Paul Pierce.
That's the best one. That one's a stumper. I hate James Harden. I don't want to watch James Harden, so I'll go Paul Pierce. But I think James Harden's a better NBA player.
I'm definitely going Harden because Paul Pierce was the reason that my Lakers couldn't win that championship with that fake, injury shit.
He was not. He was injured in the moment. He was injured.
It was fake, and everybody knows it.
Remember, we rewatched that one game with Harden in 2015. He did play a little different under McHale. It wasn't quite the same as the other
Dan Cody Harden.
Yeah, nobody liked that one. Stockton or Malone? That says which one. I'm going to go with it. Which one do you actually take it? Are you taking John? Or are you taking Big Carl there? Not life after or off the court. I know
Malone.
Well, they both have interesting after the court. I mean, Malone
Carl is a little bit more.
Man, that Karl Malone to Lakers thing was a disaster. So I'm gonna go John Stockton.
Oh my God, they made the NBA fight. This guy, I'd go Stockton as well, though. I'll go Stockton.
Yeah, we made the NBA Finals, but got embarrassed by the Pistons.
They were meant to be, right?
Hey, Luke Walton helped you win Game 1. Luke Walton was a big factor in that Game 1 win. You're only win.
Game 2, technically. Yes, go ahead. Casey, you got.
You guys almost swayed my boat because I was like Malone, and then I was like, all of a sudden, all these flashbacks came. I'm like, Michael Jordan steal, like all these, and I was like, John Stockton hit the winner over the Rockets to get him to the finals. So
What did Pippen say to him? The mail doesn't deliver on Sundays. The mail does.
Oh yeah, I remember the one bet I made with Adam that one year when he was on the Lakers. I said they were going to beat him by 30, and they did. And he wouldn't pay out because Karl Malone hit a free throw or something.
Yes, I do remember that late game. That was like a bet.
Adam. You owe Brian whatever you bet. That is the load hit a free throw. My God.
I'm going John Stockton.
Chris Paul or Steve Nash, Case?
Steve Nash.
Paul has him by.
I think Chris Paul is better NBA player, but Steve Nash in his prime, I'll take Steve Nash.
We're taking the hair.
2-time MVP.
I'm gonna go with Chris Paul.
Paul does have like 3,000 more assists than or something like that. It's something crazy like that. Yeah, obviously Nash didn't have quite the early career that Paul did. Last one, or one of my last one. Russell Westbrook or Gary Payton?
Westbrook.
That's a
tough one. That's tough.
I love both these guys and how they played. I'm going Westbrook. I think the athleticism translates better all eras. I'll go Westbrook.
The glove. Brian's taking
the glove.
Oakland product there. A little shout
Brian, 90s basketball.
Man, when he
always goes to.
Man, when he was on the Supersonics, that guy was awesome.
Nobody threw better lobs. That was what.
What about prime Sean Kemp or prime Amari Stoudemire?
I have Stoudemire or Chris Bosh. That's what I have.
Ooh. I'd go.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Stoudemire or Chris Bosh?
I'll go last.
Amari.
Oh, Chris Bosh.
I gotta go Stoudemire.
No, the Tomahawks.
If I want to win, I'll go Boss. If I want to watch, I'll go Stoudemire.
Do I get LeBron and Wade with?
Yeah, exactly.
He was a beast on Toronto too. Come on.
I think Amari though. I mean, a lot of people would say Nash. He hand delivered, but that's the Malone thing too. Yeah. But
Andres Peters made a lot of money from Baron Davis.
He did make a lot of money. All right, last one. A little fun here. Who are you taking? Is it Foyle or Dampier? Who are you?
Neither.
I'm taking Dampier.
Neither.
It's Foyle out of here.
So Dampier with low body language, Foyle with a great smile, but not always producing.
I'll take
great college career.
I'll take John Sally in the movie Eddie.
John Sally. So you got to answer the question. We go damp, or you go. They always say combined.
Well, you gotta go.
Talk about the worst question right here. God, both of them were bums.
Ryan, would you rather have Rick Fox or Robert Ory?
You gotta go Robert on that one. I gotta go Rick does have that. Rick does have that.
Rick knows how to play the women.
He does that. So we also had the only other last thing I had. So I might give you guys a couple of those. I was thinking of those when I had a little time. I was like, oh, that's some good.
Can I do one modern one?
Yeah.
Would you rather have Ja or Shea?
I'd probably rather have Ja.
I'd rather have Shea.
Brian has no idea who either are.
Ja
Rule.
Are you talking about Brian? Yeah, Ja Rule. He's talking about Ja Rule.
Ja Rule.
Or Shea Stadium. Ja Rule or Shea Stadium. Which one are you taking?
No, I was gonna say I came up with my own 5 for different eras. I was curious which one you guys might take, or if you want to go 1, 2, 3 with this ranking. But so I got from our era would be it kind of mix and matches in positions, but not really. But I got Curry, Kyrie, LeBron, Jokic, and KD, like from our era. That's our 5. Then I go Magic, Bird, Hakeem, Kareem, MJ.
You got a big team.
I picked that one.
And then the other one that we kind of grew up in was AI, Kobe, Kevin Garnett, Shaq. And I went either way with Vince Carter or T-Mac, but I chose T-Mac.
I'd have to put Duncan there over those guys too.
Would you over KG?
No, over T-Mac or Vince. I go 2001 All-Star game, and I played Chris Webber and played Garnett and Duncan at the same time with little Kobe action, just shooting 50 times. Offensive rebound, damn it! That's all you're supposed to do on this offensive rebound.
What about George Mikan, Billy Cunningham, Dolph James?
I ain't going that deep, Tyler.
Bob Breyer, big shot. Bob Breyer, big shot. I'd probably go with the middle, the second one.
The Jordan one, I'm going with.
Yeah, come on, you're missing Sean Bradley. Come on, Tyler.
Hey, I did hear Sean's story yesterday about how he dominated Yao Ming for one day. Brian, I wrote down as my note for your NFL, your team. I said, okay, so Brian says season's over. Throw in the towel. We can go out to lunch during the games now. What do you?
Yay. Let's be faithful, even though we're playing like absolute garbage right now. Yay! Let's go Niners.
They're gonna beat the Lions, and Tyler will be there on camera with shaking that booty. There we go. It's gonna be on the camera there.
This is gonna be a revenge game for the Lions. I'm thinking like 40-10.
What do you guys need though? Like, what do you like? Okay. Yeah, like
let Brian, dude.
What is the
can I go on a mini rant right now on the
if you have some
long
good
as the rant involves what you need. Go ahead.
I have more questions than answers going to this offseason. Like, I don't know. It's like this would have been the year for Purdy to have a great year going into a contract season, and he took a step back this year. It's like, I don't know if I want to give him a lot of money anymore. I don't know, man. I just have a lot of questions going to this offseason. Debo isn't as good.
Bring Jimmy G back. You heard it here first. Brian, bring Jimmy G.
All right. Let Brian go a little bit more. What's
Purdy, Debo.
What else you got?
Debo, I don't know. I feel like the league has figured out Shanahan. He needs to reinvent himself in the offseason. I don't know. I just do not have a lot of confidence in the Niners moving forward in the future.
All right, so you broke down 3 of the biggest stars they have on their team. You're saying that the coach is pathetic right now, which a lot of people think that most people are on the opposite side of you, Brian, in that regard, right? You hear that most people.
Yeah, we're hitting injuries as a second excuse. We're using 2 different excuses for issues.
What's the first excuse?
I mean, it was in 2020, so we've already dealt with this. Like, I don't know. I thought this was an important year to win, but people are acting like, oh, this year isn't going to exist. We really got to do it next year. I don't.
Do you have one more year left? Like that, I said your guys' window. Terrell says it's closed. Obviously, as you know, he said it going into the year.
I agree.
Terrell's been saying
we need to do a semi rebuild.
But what if you just get rid of Debo and you get, like, I wrote down, yes, I get those. We've talked about it. Purdy's an issue. Debo punching people and not performing at times is an issue. Shanny has been pathetic this year. I think he said almost career 500 out based on his stats. If I keep going there with it, Tyler, the Shanny 500 meter, as I call it. But if I look at it just from you guys don't have offensive line, defensive line, and what? Like, if you don't have anybody in the trenches, you're going to lose. Like, you guys didn't even get a sack last game. I mean, you guys always get sacks.
It's Shanahan's fault. They don't. He's not teaching them the.
But Shanahan did blow 2 games this year at the beginning. The 2 games.
And his play calling has been just stale all year. I don't know.
So obviously, Tyler, you're pro Shanny, so we know you're keeping him. How about your Debo answer?
I get rid of Debo. Debo can.
You are done with Debo.
Debo can go. There's a reason they're talking about him so much and trying to talk him up like Shanahan had the last week. They're trying to showcase something where they can get rid of him.
And they're probably only getting a pick for him.
No, yeah, like a 5th round, 4th round pick. They're not getting anything more than that.
So they get IU back. They'll free that up.
But that's not even until a couple weeks into the season, probably.
Or maybe even December.
Are you still Purdy favorite? Are you still feel good about Purdy?
I like Purdy. I don't know. $60 million is absurd for any quarterback, except for Mahomes, Allen, and Burrow and Jackson.
So then, what Brian said his 3 things. I mean, what for you? Like they do have they obviously aren't making the playoffs, so they got to get better. So what is it they got to get better at?
Offensive line and inside defensive tackles. They need a fat guy who can slow down the run. Greenlaw has to be healthy because when he's in, the defense
got to sign him.
Yeah, exactly. They have to sign Greenlaw. They need a safety. Zaire Brown's terrible. I don't want to watch him again. So if they bring back Hufanga, they don't have all this money. They're not going to be able to bring back Greenlaw and Hufanga. You might get one.
Which is why they want to probably
get rid. They need a defensive tackle who can just take up offensive linemen. And they need offensive line. They're pathetic. When Trent Williams has been out, they have Pooty, who's been good. Good pick.
Who's the guy that they
This
got?
offensive line is Wendell, Banks, and McKivitz are pathetic. They're terrible. To have this, and then the injuries, like Brian mentioned earlier, as an excuse, but it's just a fact. Two injuries.
Two excuses. Yeah.
What's the first excuse? You haven't even made up the first excuse.
I don't know. It's like, is it the way Shanahan's practicing these players? Because I don't see any issues on any other team like happens with us. It's like injuries every damn year.
You think he's overplaying the guys? Is he good Pat Riley?
I don't know.
Little Patrick Riley in
practice. Let's walkthroughs next year.
It's never Shanahan. It's always the players.
Shanahan hasn't had his
right, Tyler?
They've also had a terrible O-line, terrible D-line. They can't stop the run. You're not going to win.
Play calling has been awful all year.
Will you just tell Brian he's made a couple bad play calls? We just
play call. The league has figured him out. He's too conservative. He never goes for it, and the league knows that now.
The whole league is running Shanahan's offense. What are we talking about?
Lions aren't.
Yes, they are.
Somebody said they're running now. Most teams are now running the one wing, and the Niners are running the two wings still with the fullback. And so they said that is the biggest difference is that the guys like McVay and LaFleur now are only having the one running back, where Shanahan stayed a little stubborn. He's kind of stayed.
Juszczyk can go too. I agree with that.
So there's a little
concepts
difference.
In the pass game are the same. The run concepts are the same blocking, except you have an extra tight end or an extra wide receiver.
It hasn't
been. I guess my point is that if they give Purdy a lot of money, they're not going to have money to spend to get the players they need to come in unless they have an unreal draft.
So who's the quarterback next year in your ideal eyes?
I don't know. I would have him come back for one more year and prove it to me.
One year, $70 million.
You can't give him $60 million.
Purdy's holding out if you don't pay him. He's not going to play another year.
You know,
it's absurd to me. You would give him a lot of money right now.
Brian, before the season started, you were saying the top 5 quarterback of the
Garoppolo.
Okay, so you pay him at all. Why even make him earn it? Trade him and take the pick.
All right, give Casey a second here. Yeah, it is.
The sad part for both of y'all is like you basically are arguing over what the Bills went through. I mean, you guys went from, a great quarterback, Joe Montana, and then Jim Kelly. That was like the same thing, and now you're at Doug Flutie.
That's disrespectful to Big Joe, but
Doug Flutie and Brock Purdy. That's basically what you have right now. Rob Johnson
Flutie was 35. Brock Purdy's 23.
I'm saying they're the same type of quarterback.
But Purdy has limitations.
Exactly.
Just admit that.
He's the same.
I've never not admitted. I didn't say he was this freak athlete who could do everything. I just think he's a winning quarterback. He gets the ball out.
You want to give somebody with limitations?
He's not going to take you any further than a wild card. He'll get you to the Super Bowl based on talent around him. But I've totally fallen off the Brock Purdy. I think he's a good quarterback, but he ain't going to take you to the pro. After watching what
I can't wait till we have frickin' Brandon Allen starting next year. I can't wait.
Herbert, it's not even close.
Herbert's way better. He's always been better.
Well, the Purdy level. He's not there.
No, he's not.
What are you going to pay him $60 million for and get?
I wouldn't pay him $60 million. I never said that. I'd trade him. If
you don't sound worried though. Like for the Warriors, you're saying unload. You're saying there. So
they're 35 and 36-year-old NBA players. That's a big difference.
The Niners are old too outside.
No, they're not. Ghost is 27. Fred Warren's 28.
That's old.
They're not old.
That's
Ayuk's 25.
That's like 45 in dog year.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, but they're all coming off broken ankles, torn ACL.
It's the NFL. People come off injuries.
These aren't just.
So you're not concerned. They need a mini rebuild, whether or not Tyler wants to admit it.
What?
I don't know.
You guys are not going to go to the playoffs probably till 2040. It's going to be a while.
2040.
I mean, coming from you and having the Raiders winning 11 games this year, it doesn't mean much. I'll tell you that.
I'm enjoying it a little bit.
I know. I bet you are. Have your fun.
Well, speaking of the Raiders, they ended up losing when they win there. So our team not even knowing how to tank. I don't even know what the hell that's going on there. So I don't know. I hear you, Brian. I think you guys have a lot, but I think you need to lay off the Shanny thing a little bit. And I want you to focus just for a second when you watch it tomorrow on it. The offensive line and defensive line are pathetic. Like that is like you can't win if your defensive and offensive line can't do you anything. I do think Tyler though the Shanahan part is more true. Like there aren't like these Shanny specials you're seeing throughout the year where you're like, oh that guy he got that guy wide open by a lot or so. I don't know. And you could say whatever you want about the players and all that, but at the end of the day, he had worse players 4 years ago, and he was able to make some of that happen with like quarterback play or maybe 5 years ago now when you were talking about all the bad quarterbacks he had before. So he still would get some nice plays off and stuff like that. But it does seem like there's been a drop off in play calling. Obviously, the talent will affect some of that too. But even early on, I think he showed signs of that. And I think he
should have kept Sam Darnold. They messed up.
He messed up maybe on that. And I would say also that
bring him back next year.
That Cardinals game, for them.
I'm calling it right now. He's going to bring in Kirk Cousins, and it's going to be the worst thing ever. I'm calling it right now. I'm calling it right now.
We got that.
I'll be disappointed if that's what they do because that's a worse Purdy.
So the Niners, they got a lot to do. We'll see. Obviously, we're getting closer to draft time a little bit too. The Raiders, like I said, they blow. Well, they have the 12th pick by it's all done. They beat the Saints. They're gonna have Brian. We're gonna be picking like the Niners. Well, have just as good a pick as the Raiders. That was our luck. I don't know what the Raiders are doing. Lose the game. What are you doing?
Now you guys are sitting at the 6th pick in the draft right now.
Gosh, idiotic.
Idiotic. I mean, the good thing, though, if you think about it for the Raiders.
There was nothing good about it.
Hear me out.
No, there's good stuff.
Jacksonville.
Why would you have played Aiden O'Connell in that game? That
Play a left tackle or something.
They tried.
No, I mean, go with the worst quarterback. You got to lose anyways. I don't know, man.
But the Niners could bring in Aiden O'Connell and bring in more players.
That is better.
It's just tough. I mean, Daren, though, for real, though, like the Giants and Raiders are the only teams that are going to draft quarterbacks in that bottom tier. I think the Patriots got their guy in Drake Bay. I don't think that's going to be an issue. Jaguars got Trevor Lawrence. Cleveland with Deshaun Watson. I don't think you can get out of that one. So, I mean, like, if you think
that contract.
There's no way Cam Ward or Sanders were going to drop to 6. Are you crazy?
But none of those guys, you're going to trade. I guarantee Travis Hunter's going in top 3. Guaranteed Travis Hunter's going top 3. There's going to be an offensive lineman or some defensive lineman.
But the Giants and Panthers are taking quarterbacks.
No, the Giants will, but I don't think the Panthers will. Bryce Young's been playing out of his mind lately.
Do you think they might give up on Bryce, Brian?
No. Yeah, I think Bryce Young's on another team next year.
Maybe that's a trade him.
After this last 6 weeks that he's played.
Would you want Bryce Young or Cam Ward, Casey, in a trade? Would you want Bryce Young in a trade or Cam Ward?
I've seen what Bryce Young is. I think he's a good quarterback. I really do. I think, you just got thrown
over Cam Ward, though? Are you taking Cam Ward or Bryce Young in a trade? Which one do you rather
I watched
take?
a lot of Cam Ward this year. The one thing that only worries me is his nonchalant on turnovers. But his potential is higher, I think, than Bryce Young. So
then you would have to take Cam Ward then, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, right now the Jets might take not the Jets, excuse me, the Titans might take a quarterback too, Casey. I don't think
Levis, but didn't they draft? Well, that's true. Yeah, right. Levis.
I don't think he's their guy at all. I don't think he's their guy. The Bears, Caleb Williams, maybe the Ducks give it there.
No, come on now. But you feel what I'm saying, though. There's going to be like only 3 teams in that hunt for quarterbacks.
I think there's a chance though if they lose again, there's no way there's teams are going to trade up at that point. Seattle's going to need somebody. Will they trade up? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens there with that.
Because there's the draft class coming in next year is supposed to be better, obviously, with Arch Manning. That's graded wise. Next year is supposed to be better. So maybe you do take Travis Hunter and Baum next year and get another try quarterback next year.
We'll see if
that's always.
Go ahead, Brian. Sorry, I cut you off.
I said it was like the funniest videos, like the night before the Jags game, and some guy there's like a headline that says Aiden O'Connell's going to start the Tank Bowl. And there's like a Dwight from The Office comes out. He reads the headline. He yells out "no," and then I was like, "Man, some guy called it." Dude.
He's like, "Yeah, we're not. I'm good on that. I think we're good there." So anyways, you have that with the Raiders. They kind of have to go a few ways with it. I saw that the NFL Hall of Fame thing came out. I'll probably maybe get to that more next week. They have that ended up going as well. Then you guys heard the bad news. Mr. Greg Gumbel passed away there. He kind of was one of those childhood guys when you think of NFL, the Raiders games. Like
AFC championships.
He would do the AFC championship, or like I said, big AFC games. Him and what would Matt Lutzel call them, the Phil Simms lullabies. Him and Phil Simms would do that. I mean, like it's 2:00. Matt would always be taking a nap during the afternoon game. Phil Simms lullabies, we called them. So Philip would put him to bed. And Greg, maybe. Greg, a little soothing there. I thought it was funny. So, anyways, here's a little shout out to Greg. Casey, just for me and you to have a little Raiders love here, too. This is Mr. Gumbel, who passed away 78.
Tony Bryant, Grady Jackson, Darrell Russell, Reagan Upshaw.
Look at the linebackers. Greg Beaker in the middle, William Thomas, Elijah Alexander on the outside.
On the corners, 3-time Pro Bowler Charles Woodson and 6-time Pro Bowler Eric Allen, Marquez Boatman, Anthony Dorsett, the safeties. Defensive coordinator for the Raiders, Chuck Bresnahan. Now,
what a name.
That's probably not the last home game there, but it was one of the loudest. Mr. Gumbel on the call there. That's what I think of that call.
Were you at that game, Daren?
I was actually not at that one. I got that confused with the Chiefs when I went to, but I actually remember this one because of we watched football games there. But we did watch that one there. So Torrey James, but that was on TV. You could just even feel like that was a pretty loud crowd there that day. So that's always one of my favorite Gumbel ones too.
Didn't you go to the AFC Championship game?
I did go to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
What was that case?
Titties.
I was saying it's funny you say that because like I almost felt like we went to Grandpa's house. No matter how old like all his kids were, it felt like everyone needed the permission to change the channel.
Yeah, that way exactly need a little. We all need a little on that one.
What was on TV a lot? Bonanza?
Well, they only had the basic cable. That was part of it.
Yeah, it's like 4 channels with the bunny ears.
Yeah,
like the TV was like the size of 2 iPhones.
And Brian, I didn't leave you and Tyler off too. Here's a little. You guys clinch this playoff spot here.
Ryan gets rid of it for Douglas. It's fought for, and it's in the hands of Bowman, who's got all green grass. Navarro Bowman gonna take the Niners to the playoffs.
That's crazy. Bowman taking it to the house.
That was the last game ever at Candlestick.
Little candlestick love right there with it. He throws the pick.
In the regular season. I don't know.
That Niners D was, they gave up 24 points to a high-powered Falcons team, but the clutch win there at the end. So a little Niners love for you guys, too, as we kind of suffer through the rest of the season here. What do you guys think for – what do you got, Case?
I was laughing the way you said it was like really polite, and then you just threw the way you suffer. So
we've had to suffer this year a little bit. Both teams have certainly had to suffer a little bit. All right, before I get to movies here, we kind of have a little bit of for like winners of the week and all that stuff still. But do you guys have do you guys have a play of the year as we kind of get to the New Year's here? Do you have a play that kind of stands out? Maybe good or bad, but do you have anything like from a national standpoint that plays out? Locally too, if you got some stuff. I got Bay Area stuff too, but any plays of the year that from this year that you're gonna remember 2024 with?
Mine's not just one play; it's the whole first quarter of Game 1 of the Celtics with Porzingis. Like that quarter just set the tone. Like, oh, this isn't gonna be a series. The Celtics are way better than these guys. He scored like 13 points, had 3 blocks. He had that unreal block to end the quarter, and then hit a 3 right before it. Porzingis was and it was like, oh, Porzingis hadn't played in 2 weeks, and now they're getting this guy back, even though I think he missed the next 2 games. But it was just
interesting. Porzingis getting a little love for play of the year at that. Brian, is it the Chiefs play in the Super Bowl there? What do you have for maybe play of the year 2020?
Screw you there.
like Adam.
No, it was Mets Phillies, that division series was great. And
I think there was some good ones there. There were some good games there. The Mets, they end up living the dream there after that, getting Soto. Case, you got play of the year?
Yeah, no doubt, man. Saquon Barkley.
Jump. That's what I had too.
It's ridiculous. Never seen anything like that in my life. Just unreal. Can't even explain it almost. Just two shakes, a little this, that, spin, and then leap over the guy backwards.
Someone backwards.
Just basically deuced on deuced.
That one was pretty good. I have this one here with Steph, as they have out there, the Golden Dagger. So I had that one for Player of the Year candidate. I also had Barkley on there as well too. Case, what do you guys have for maybe? Do you have any Bay Area specific things that maybe I have for Bay Area the best? I got for the Giants. They do get Posey, so I think that matters a little bit. That's probably one of the best things that the Giants fans, the Bay Area, has got. And then there's been a lot of bad things this year in the Bay Area, but the Sharks did get the number 1 pick. They do have this guy Celebrity that's 18. They have another guy, Will Smith, that's 19. Getting Celebrity at number 1, I think is probably the best thing that's happened to Bay Area sports this year. They actually have a guy that maybe can carry a franchise here going forward. So we'll see if that's the case. But I think that might be the best thing, along with Posey. Nothing on the field, though. There hasn't been too much on the field this year that has given me any hope. For the worst, I had obviously the A's moving. I would also have Shanahan accepting the kick. That's definitely one of the worst things that happened this year. So
that's a dumbass move. Shanahan deserves critiques for that.
Well, Brian, that's a smile right there. I get that one. I think I like that. And then we get Clay. Clay leaves the Bay Area. Kind of a weird kind of thought there. And then I got one other one, but I have no idea what I wrote. So that I have that too. So that's what I got. That's what I got. Casey, that's what I got. The used Cal blowing the lead to Miami. That was also the worst thing in the Bay Area. Worst thing this year. They thought they were gonna have a big win, and then they end up crapping the bed there and give it up to the Cam Ward with the 28-point comeback or something crazy like that. So those are some bad 14. And good Bay Area things. Yep. 14. Those are some bad. And I heard the Cal quarterback transferred to Indiana now. I was like, good riddance. I was like, yeah.
Or I guess you could add the worst Bay Area is the Raiders not winning the Tank Bowl or losing the Tank Bowl.
Well, technically it's Nevada now, so it's not as personal anymore. No, not as personal anymore. Yeah, they did lose that. That was bad too. But I thought those were the ones that stood out to me. Any good that you guys could think of? I was trying to think, was there a good thing? For the A's, it was hard for me to find. Maybe that was kind of a tough one to find. When the Giants, I don't know, Blake Snell no hitter. Was that did that do it for you, Tyler?
The 49ers had a good playoff run in January, but where they came back into the Packers and the Lions. But but the Super Bowl just ruins it all.
All right, those are some of my Bay Area ones I had for Casey. You were on the same page with the Barkley jump. Porzingis, I would have never guessed that in a million years.
You said go national, so I was
no, I know I never would have guessed Porzingis. Still, I just never would have.
Just set the tone of that NBA Finals.
Yeah, I just never. It's not a bad thing. I just never would. I didn't even think about it. That's why.
I think he's saying it's a bad pick.
It sounds like it. How did you come up with that one?
I could not think about it. That's all it was. I just didn't think about it. It was a good pick
because I kind of think it's a bad pick.
That's why I like the plays of the year. You forget about these ones from February or March. I was trying to think of NCAA tournament too.
I was thinking of individual plays, but I get what Tyler's saying though.
Well, that counts too. They're all the same. Yeah, no, I get your play of the year. Barkley jump for sure, right up there. All right, I got movies here with it. Tyler, you got a movie for us this week to start us out?
I do. I have two choices, or I have two of them. One of them, we've done both these movies, I think, on separate occasions, but to put them together, I have Terminator 2 or Fight Club, and then the other one, which is a little better, closer to me and Casey. I know closer to Casey's heart because he loves this movie. Is Emperor's New Groove or Tarzan? We'll go with that one.
God, your movie choices are so juvenile.
Brian, I love it.
You watched this W.
We always got that.
Yeah, you watched.
That's not juvenile. That's
you
like
watching
cartoons and getting your cereal and Let's watch some cartoons, man.
I wonder what some 14-year-olds are talking about on the internet. Let's watch Gossip Girl tonight.
Brian, what's up, man? Celebrini goal
For
last
crying
night.
out loud, they had the freaking Pop-Tart Bowl for Miami.
Hold on. We'll get into that later here. All right. So the choices were Emperor's New Groove or what was the other one? Tarzan. All right, definitely Emperor's New Groove. Tarzan it's not my cup of tea. I mean, I've seen it so many times that when we were on that one vacation to Lake Tahoe, my cousin Christina, she was like 3. I think we watched that movie like 100 times there on that vacation. So Tarzan is out of it. It was I randomly remember it being the same year that Florida made it to the NCAA tournament. Who did they lose to, or to the championship game? Was it Michigan State? Mateen Cleese. The year they won is
that year. Mike Miller and those boys.
I remember Christina there. Let's put in Tarzan again. I was like, well, how about we take Tarzan and we just shove it down? Oh yeah. So I think Emperor's there's I like the goofball there that helps out the witch there. He's got some funny lines.
David Putty.
David Putty there. So I got to go Emperor's New
Groove. It's your birthday.
It's your birthday. Yeah, so I go there. David Spade is the other guy. So in case, I'm assuming you go Emperor's New Groove too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. No brainer. Not even close, man. This is hilarious.
Brian, what cereal are you choosing?
Can I give a pass? Pass.
All right. Well, how about Celebrini?
Brian, you were like 12 when these movies came out. It's not like you were a full.
Brian might have been a little older then.
Okay, 13.
I've never been a big fan of cartoon movies.
Give them the real life. Real life. That's what we want. Ryan, appreciate the update with the Sharks there. They did a big game last night. They did Celebrini did get a goal, but they lose. I noticed I was watching the one for Vegas. I turned it in up. I'm like, oh, they're up 3-2. Within a matter of 4 minutes, goal, 2 shorthanded goals, back to back on literally back to back possessions. I was like, what the hell? And then they score again another 2 minutes later. I was like 5-3. I was like, well, it looks like they need a defender still. That's why I showed it. What's yours, Case?
I got a couple movies for you guys. It's called 999. You guys familiar with that?
Nope. Sounds like an adult.
Let me guess. Top Dog with Chuck Norris.
It's actually a really badass movie. It's with Casey Affleck, Anthony Mackie. I forget the guy's name.
Good actors.
I haven't seen it.
The guy that plays in I'm blanking on the one with Ice Cube and Kevin Hart. He's a Mexican guy. Santiago, they call him.
So what's the
and then the other one is comparison to that is Heist.
Is that the new one with Ben Stiller?
No, it's an old one with Robert De Niro and Zach Morris.
No, I haven't seen that one either. Oh no, I have seen that one. Yes, I have seen that one. That's the one with I had that a while ago. But yes, I have seen that one. I can't think of the famous guy that played the Godfather. He's an old man.
Batista's in that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that one. We're talking the wrestler Batista.
I would go with 999 for me.
I haven't seen 999, so I haven't seen.
I highly recommend watching that movie. Like, really good.
What's it called?
999.
999.
You have one more.
The basis of it is 999 is a call for cop getting killed, and it's a big conspiracy setup from the jump. So yeah,
is it like Copland with Sylvester Stallone? Robert, I've seen Copland. I've seen Copland.
What
Casey, you got one more? Casey, did you say you have one more?
Yeah, I was gonna say so
Triple H.
You guys maybe not on the same basis, but do you think would you go Chappelle Show or the Rocky series?
Definitely.
My God, those are two completely opposite.
I gotta go to the Chappelle Show. There's just too many random things in that I enjoy.
I'm going Rocky. Rocky is everybody knows Rocky. Chappelle is great. Don't get me wrong, but
shut that dog up.
if he dies, he dies.
No, that would be a tough one for sure. I'd have to think about that one. But I mean, my instinct is they're just so late.
Well, that's why I'm asking the question, bro.
Yeah, that's a very.
I'd go Chappelle.
I'm going Rocky. Brian.
Let's play. Brian went Chappelle, I think.
Chappelle Show.
Yeah.
All right, so All right.
The one where he says, "I'm pleading the fifth," and five. That was funny.
Brian, you got any other one? You got one for us or no?
Yeah, Jim Carrey style. We're gonna go either The Cable Guy or Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, not bad at all. Cable Guy or Dumb and Dumber. I gotta go.
Cable Guy was like, I liked it. It was a little bit dark.
A little too. I gotta go Dumb and Dumber. That one for sure. I gotta go. There's too many good lines in that one as well. I go
Dumb and Dumber is not losing to any comedy, so I go Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber is the best. I mean, there are some good lines in The Cable Guy, but
the basketball scene I always enjoyed in Cable Guy. But
no, that's not. That's Along Came Paul. No, there's a basketball scene in
Cable Guy, right, Brian? Yeah, that's the famous one.
Yeah, I remember when he jumps on Jack Black's back, dunks and shatters the backboard.
He comes in with like a mouthpiece. He's like, "Come on, guys, we're gonna really D up." He's like, "I'll see if I get up." That's a classic scene on that one. Yeah, that's the one scene I remember the most from that movie is the basketball scene.
Like
that one.
That's like sports with the key, dude. And he's like,
yeah, you got to see that scene. That scene is unreal. That scene is one of the best.
And then I considered her a good actress, Kirsten Dunst. I don't know if you, one of them is Wimbledon, and the other movie is like I know that no one will admit they watched it, but Bring It On. Bring it on.
Oh, bring it on. Bring it on to way better than Wimbledon. Wimbledon. Throwing the trash can. Bring It On as like that's a legendary movie for me.
Yeah. I feel like it's a cult classic.
You got to go Wimbledon. Or not Wimbledon. You got to go there. I remember when I first started dating Hannah, that had just come out, and obviously she did tennis, so that was I remember that being a big deal. But I was like, what the heck is Wimbledon? Never see it. But yeah, I definitely got to go. Definitely got to go the other one. What's the other line that's always kind of famous from that movie? Is that the "Oh Billy" line where he's like out there? Is that I think that's the one where he's like against the mirror, right? Cable Guy. Oh, Billy, he's like that.
Don't do that to me. You're gonna get me killed.
I think that's where that came from. Was that was the "Oh Billy" line with that one.
And then when the spirit fingers.
Yeah, the spirit fingers on that one for sure too was a good one. All right, I got this is Derek's choice for you, Brian. Cartoon movie, so you can say yourself out.
Yeah.
Sonic or Mario? Sonic. What is Derek's? Have you seen either one? Sonic 1 or Mario?
Another Jim Carrey choice.
Game.
Brian's going Sonic then or Mario?
Yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog for me, even though I haven't seen any of the movies.
Are you going Sonic 1? Brian, you're not missing out too much. Sonic 1.
I'm going Mario. The Mario movie is actually really good. It's surprisingly good.
That one's a little tough. And then Hannah's choice for you guys. I know we've done Forrest Gump, but this is the one because I said you got to make it more difficult than these are like two of her favorite ones, and they're totally different. So Forrest Gump or Schindler's List. She loves Schindler's List because like the way that movie's made and like
she loves the Jewish.
It's super depressing. It's like the Mystic River. I finished.
Did you ever finish?
I did, and it's very sad. It's not.
But it's a good movie.
It is
like
isn't Liam Neeson
you still got to watch Cinderella Man too on that one. Go ahead.
Yeah, I do.
Isn't Liam Neeson the main actor in that?
Yeah.
Yeah. In Schindler's List. Yeah.
He's Schindler.
I'm going with anything but Schindler's List. So.
This is too intense. As I told you, and then Hannah ripped on me. She goes, "That's not good by you guys to be critics if you're just picking it on which one is like better story, like nicer and stuff like that. You got to actually be a movie. You got to actually look at it from the standpoint of what movie is well made." And
I didn't go to freaking college for this nonsense. What movie tickled my fanny is what I choose.
I mean, it's a good movie. But I'm not.
It's not
I definitely go Forrest Gump.
Gump went. I mean, I can't even say the name of the other movie without sounding like an idiot. So I got Forrest Gump.
The only thing I remember is Jerry making out with a girl during Schindler's List.
Yeah.
No, that was the English Patient. That was the English Patient.
No, that's even worse. I saw that on a cruise. I was like, "This is."
No, Brian's right, Darren. It was Schindler's List.
It wasn't English. It wasn't the English.
Remember, the parents got upset at him. How do you make out during Schindler's List?
Jerry Seinfeld.
All right, so that was Hannah's Forrest or Schindler's List. I got a couple more for you. Longest Yard, the new one, with Adam Sandler or Coach Carter.
Fun fact about Coach Carter: there is not one missed basket in all of Coach Carter. So, but I still go Coach Carter.
Even at the end, don't they make it?
No, there's not one missed basket.
I go
good offense.
Great offense.
Why can't I be quarterback?
It ain't easy being
I gotta go longest yard.
What were you saying, Case?
It ain't easy being cheesy.
Yeah, he's eating the cheese right here. Michael Irving. I like Steve Austin in there. Little Steve Austin shout out. He's in the movie The Linebacker. Nelly.
Yeah, when he says that's how a white man runs the ball, and then he goes up to the big guy and says, "End him." And then they're like, I think he shot himself or something.
That movie's good. I go longest yard on that one. All right, Negotiator with Samuel Jackson or White House Down with Jamie Foxx.
Negotiator, hands down.
Right. I like both. I'm a big fan of both movies.
These aren't my style. I'll go Negotiator.
Oh, this is my style. Like that mid 90s. You kind of know it's predictable. Give me the Die Hard type feel.
In his prime.
You ever seen Negotiator?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I chose. I haven't seen the other movie.
White House Down's good too.
I said I'll go with White House Down.
There you go. I like that one too. White House Down in there. Give me a little Jamie Foxx always. I'll take a fan of that as well. Evan Almighty or Bruce Almighty? Have you guys seen
Bruce?
Going brother Bruce? Not
Evan. I got Steve Carell, Evan.
Evan Almighty.
I'm gonna go with Bruce Almighty, Jim Carrey.
Jennifer Aniston gets a little extra push over there, head of the top for
Carrey there. But yes,
Jim Carrey and the moon. Bring the moon in. Bring the moon in. Bruce. I go brother Bruce as well. I like Evan Almighty though too. So yeah, those are the other ones that I have with it. Those are the movies I had for this week. So what was the one? Oh yeah, what was Tyler or Casey or Derek also said Simpsons or Family Guy. I was like, I don't even know if you've seen Family Guy, but
have you seen Simpsons?
Probably not enough, but he knows they're like cartoons enough. I always go Simpsons.
They know the one line, Tyler. Eat my shorts.
Eat my shorts. I do know that.
Simpsons.
What do you guys got for winners and losers? Last one of the year, gentlemen. Last one of the year. I don't care if you even make it a loser for the year if you want to add that. But what do you got? I got a lot, so we'll go with it. Real quick though, I did have that up there. This was part. It goes on for a little while too on that one. So Tyler, check it out. That scene's one of the best ones there, especially when they start playing. It gets even better. But so anyway, that gives you a little preview of what that scene's like. No way, I'm on Steven's team. No way. That's one of my favorite parts. We're not leaving that. We're on Stevens. So, Brian, what do you got for winner or loser this week?
I'm gonna go loser. I keep harping on the same thing. People won't want to listen to it, but Kyle Shanahan, get your shit together next year. You're getting schooled by everybody this year. Get it together.
I love it, Johnson. Staying true to it. What do you got for it, Casey? Winner of the week here.
Winner of the week.
Winner or loser?
Or loser. Sorry. Ryan started us off with loser.
Loser. I gotta go. College basketball reviews. I don't understand why you have to review every single thing that is a physical contact play. I understand they want to get flagrants and those type of things, but the game is so slow. There's so many things in college basketball. Obviously it's a physical game, but it's just it's so infuriating just watching flagrant fouls that get reviewed that aren't even close. So that was a big loser of the week, especially in the UCLA Gonzaga game. I didn't know what the hell was and was not a flagrant foul.
Yeah, some of these reviews could be that's a 35-minute review. 1 minute later, another 35 minutes.
It just kills the momentum of how good the game actually is.
Totally.
And it affects how the game goes based on the stupid call. We're going to call this a flagrant foul. What the heck? You just affected the game in a major way. That doesn't make sense.
I don't know if you guys watched that Gonzaga UCLA game. But.
I don't get Fox, unfortunately, but I was able to see it in spirit. I saw that UCLA pulled it out. But was there a ton of replays in it?
It was just didn't make any sense. They ejected one guy from Gonzaga, and then Gonzaga. I mean, the guy probably deserved to get ejected, but then they replayed it. They replayed one that Gonzaga Like the guy like just got all ball coming down, and Jim Jackson's like, I could see how it could be a flagrant and it couldn't be. And I'm like, dude, like, what do you want him to do? He's just like going for the ball. And then the next one, UCLA, the guy like elbows the guy in the face, and they called a blocking foul, and the guy's like, my face is crushed, and they're like, it's like like you elbow someone in the head, so like that should be reviewable, but they didn't review it. So it was just really confusing. Like it just didn't make sense. Which calls
it makes me ready for the NCAA tournament already. Can't wait for all these reviews with it.
Like you got to review one call, you got to review the same one. Like made no sense. Like it was just,
and the thing is too, they have like unlimited reviews in
college. And I don't even care. Like I don't give a crap. Like who wins. Like it's just like.
Yeah, it was just watching the game. You're like, what's going on here? Like that's going to take forever here for me to. I just wanted to tune in for 5 minutes.
What's the foul? Like I don't.
Yeah,
you can elbow someone in the face. Like but the other one they don't review it. So it's just I don't know. It's weird.
Tyler, loser for you.
I mentioned it earlier. Draymond Green. Stop going on podcasts and mentioning what happened with you and Jordan Poole. Nobody cares. You punched him in the face. You were a loser. I mean, like to be like, this is my biggest regret as a vet. Well, what have been your real successes as a vet? Like, who have you mentored to be a great player in the NBA? It seems like your vets mentored you to be this good player, like David West and Bogut, and they got you to be this guy. It doesn't seem like you're elevating any of these guys. You're talking up Kuminga now. I appreciate that, but Draymond, stop bringing up Jordan Poole. It's a bad look for you. It will never change.
Remember, Looney might get a statue too, so maybe he built Looney up a little.
Tyler is
looks like
he's negative on Draymond again, guys.
I like it. Draymond deserved a little of that one too. What do you got, Case?
That Looney looks like a statue out there right now.
He does not look like that. My loser of the week, the Kings. They fire Mike Brown in a very weird way. They let him do the practice, let him do the media, then fire him 15 minutes later. So the Kings, their loser of the week. Just one of the worst franchises that we've had. Just one of the worst. Cam Ward. I don't like sitting out that second half. You play the first half.
He was played the whole game.
And then Cam Ward sits out the second. I don't know. Just the whole idea of college football with these bowl games is insane. The Pop-Tart Bowl, the post game. I watched the post game of that randomly. It was one of the worst post game things I've ever seen of all time. They put a big mascot Pop-Tart down a fake toaster and then spit out a big fat real Pop-Tart. I didn't make any sense. And they had the marshmallow kind. It's one of the worst Pop-Tart flavors you could have out there. Yes, loser of the week, but kind of a winner for me is Dave Cavill. You're fired. He does.
I've been saying that for years.
He does resign, but he does his job and he gets the A's out of Oakland. I guess he did that after the whole rooted in Oakland shenanigans he had there, Johnson. For it. So yes, I'd like to say bye to Dave Cavill. He is definitely a loser of the week. So for sure, Mike Brown for me, Cam Ward, and just the idea of everybody's not like, I'm going to play the first half. Not going to. It's like what? I don't know. It's confusing. Doesn't make any sense. If you're playing the first, why not just play the second or not play at all? So that too. So those are my losers of the week. Johnson, who's your winner of the week?
The quarterfinal playoffs coming up. I think it's good. The matchups are going to be really good. They're not going to be blowouts, and I'm looking forward to that. It starts on New Year's Eve with Boise State versus Penn State, and then there's 3 games on New Year's Day. So I know we got a couple critics of the playoff system up there at the top, but
I just want quality games. So just give me some quality games. I'm a little worried that with 12 you're not going to get it, but I'm excited for this round. I like the idea. Let's see what they do, John.
Ohio State, Oregon's going to be really good.
That should be a good game. It's funny that the 1-8 is kind of looked upon as the best game. It's just kind of, but we'll see what the Boise State, Penn State ratings get into that. But you're right. Hopefully
then Texas versus Arizona State's going to be good too.
We'll see how Mr. Ewers is. Ewers a former? Should I start watching tape if the Raiders win again on Ewers? Is that who we're going to end up with? We're going to end up with Ewers. I got to start watching tape with him on it. That's a good one for Johnson. You're right. Big game this week. We'll see what the playoffs if they can kind of do a little better than they were last week with it. So, what do you got, Casey, for winner of the week?
Definitely the Bengals game yesterday. Just a lot of
losers in that one too.
I mean, it was perfect because it just led into the Warriors game. It led into the next football game. There was no in between. It was
that game was terrible. There were so many bad things though in that game. What was the winner? Just the good game?
Just it took so long to get to the next game. It was interesting.
They ate up enough time. They ate up enough downtime to get there with it. There were some bad plays though. The Bengals.
You wait for the mom or dad, hey, the game's almost over. Can you take out the trash when the game's over? You're like, yeah, this bad boy's going over.
This one's going to overtime.
Sit here for a little while, but no. And then I would say the other winner I was going to say was Caitlin Clark, Athlete of the Year. I know it might have been a little delayed, but just female Athlete of the Year. Simone Biles.
All right, Casey's Team Clark now. I love it.
Clark.
I think 3 weeks in a row we've mentioned Caitlin
Kind of
Clark.
the same subject, but just a little different story.
Clark had 35.
I still have the mother. I will open the poster. I will open it. I just haven't got to it yet. About 4 months ago. I will put it right there. WNBA, they make it again. Impressive. 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, 35 votes. Simone Biles had 25 out of the 74. I'm mistaken. I don't know the third person, but I feel like that was kind of irrelevant. No shade.
Angel Reese.
You know, it was not Angel Reese.
Angel Reese get third place there with it.
Just a phenomenal year. I think she transcended the game to a whole nother level, man. A woman's sports on the rise, and wish her nothing but the best, man. Hopefully, she just continues her dominance in the league.
Maybe she'll be playing for the Valkyries
last year. So
maybe, can we get her on the Valkyries so we can?
Will there be any transgenders within the next 5 years in the WNBA?
Tyler went there. I love it. Tyler goes.
I mean, that's the question.
Is that your winner of the week?
No. Depends on what Brian.
Like, nope.
Trump doesn't control private industries, but okay.
Go ahead.
What Brian said about college football, I'm predicting Big Ten, SEC, Final Four. What Casey said about the Bengals, T. Higgins winner made a ton of money this year. He played out his contract.
He's going to be a New England Patriot.
He made a lot of money. He's going to get paid. And then my winner of the week is former 49ers head coach Jim Harbaugh. He wins the national championship. He takes over the Chargers. Just did what he did with the 49ers. Implements this tough nose. We're going to run the ball. We're going to play defense. And you have a good quarterback in Herbert. And look at him now.
I go winner of the week. Corbin Burns gets paid D-backs. NL West going to be tough out there.
That's loser of the week.
They get that as well. I got my mom's birthday will be Wednesday. Happy birthday, Mom!
Happy birthday, Pam.
We'll go a little shout out to.
I got one more winner once you're done, Darren.
Go ahead. What do you got, Brian?
I got Mary's Pizza Shack. It was a great time hanging out with you guys.
It was a great time out
on that Thursday night. So.
That was fun. That was a little Mary's shout out there. Jesse Powell hadn't seen him.
And Jesse Powell came out looking like a drummer from a rock band.
He did, man. No, sun's out, guns out. I like that with it. And the Vikings hat. I always appreciate that.
How was the flamingo afterwards?
You guys went to Applebee's, right?
We went to Belvedere, but it was dead, so I ended up going back to the hotel.
Okay. Belvedere was dead. So my other winner was, like I said, we already had Cavill quitting there. I saw there's a Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. And my God, is it even there with Snoop Dogg doing interviews? Like we're at that point now. I guess winner Snoop Dogg on that side. Was there smoke in the air? That's the was there smoke? Did you guys know? I was watching this random Toledo versus God, I don't even know who they played. Pittsburgh, I think it was, and they went to 7 overtimes. But all they do is they keep getting the ball at the 2-yard line, and they just do 2-point conversions. So it was they were tied. Toledo scored, and then they got the ball again to score again. Whatever. If they tied it up first, then Pittsburgh gets a chance, and then Pittsburgh gets it first. It went back and forth 7 straight times on 2-point conversions to win a game. And you talk about replay, Casey. This had the same issue where it kept going to replay at the end of the game. It was being extended. But I got a kick out of the system of 2-point conversion for the win. No, they got to stop them for the win.
I don't understand why they have to walk to the other side of the field.
Why
do they always have to walk to the other side of the field?
They always got to go that way.
The Las Vegas Bowl was really good. USC came back and won.
is Mr. Riley getting this? He got to stay on there with the job. That's what I'm. And then Brian, I also have. I had it as loser of the week, but God, I do like Pop-Tarts. So that would be fun to win that.
See the Pop-Tarts shoot up into the air.
What's your favorite flavor? Is it the frosted? You go frosted, or you go with the little? You go normal. We go normal Pop-Tart. Is that where just the regular plain?
I probably gotta go old school. Go normal.
Gotta go plain with strawberry there. You go frosted case, little frosted Pop-Tart.
Nah, brown cinnamon sugar, man. That one.
Oh, good God, no! I could not put that on there. That's too much for it.
That's the best.
Oh, unbelievable though. And then he's probably just because he came back this week. Ovechkin from the hockey. He's 25 goals away from passing Wayne Gretzky. I just never thought that record would even be close to being broken. So the fact that some man is 25 goals away from it, it kind of has me kind of looking out for it a little bit too. So those are my winners and losers of the week. A lot of stuff we kind of got into this week. This is a little motivational video for you guys going into the new year. I was not the biggest Bobby Knight fan, but this always kind of makes me laugh. And so let me get you out of here just to stay motivated, people, throughout the year. Here you go.
You can talk about all the motivational speeches and phrases and devices in the world, but the greatest motivator of all is your ass on the bench. There is no better motivator. Ass meets bench. Bench retains ass. Ass transmits signal to brain. Brain transmits signal to body. Body gets ass off bench and plays better. I mean, it's a hell of a sequence of things that takes place.
I don't know. That's like one of my favorite. Ass meets bench. Yeah, this is like that. Tyler, if you've ever coached little kids, that's sometimes how you feel at moment.
I feel like I might have to show that little video of my kids' first practice. Hey, this is how it works. You want to get off this bench, play better.
I'm gonna have bench meet ass. Ass sends signal to brain. No, that's my favorite.
You better play better.
Little motivational workout there to people. Get that butt off the bench and start getting there. Johnson, you have everybody motivated here, so keep it up there. Guys, that's 2024 in the books. Podcast episode 205. Johnson, McGirt, Casey, appreciate you guys. Have a good, safe New Year's out there. Mom, happy birthday. Enjoy the playoff games. Tyler McGirt, Casey Breyer. Brian,